So it's supposed to be kind of the grand finale and the story that we wrote for the record. The concept is like this little world that we made up called the Bug House, and you get sent there if you like commit a crime or do something morally corrupt. And Habitat is just about someone that kind of comes to accept their place in the Bug House and kind of comes to accept that evil dark side of them. And that's how we wrote it. We just imagined him like standing on the top of like a hill in like a rural area. That's what we wanted the song to feel like.
Okay, and on June 5th, you will release your album, Two of Me. Please tell me about the album, the inspiration, the creation process, everything about Two of Me. The name is very interesting.
Yeah, well, we came up with that name actually a little bit later than when we had a name for the album before we actually landed on that one, but the inspiration for where Two of Me came from was kind of actually the inspiration for how we even started writing the album. Is there was a day that Allegra and I had spent together where we kind of realized that we were pretty much the same person living in two different bodies. So it's like about a lot of this album is just about like the duality of that, whether that's duality within yourself or within your friendships or whatever that may be. That's kind of up to the listener, I guess. But Two of Me kind of came from us realizing how similar we are as individuals. And then as far as process for the album goes, I mean, it's been pretty standard since we started writing music together. We usually start with the guitar part, and Leggy had a good way of describing it in the last interview of just like, one of us will usually not be paying attention, someone else is fiddling on the guitar, and then we'll be like, oh, that's it, we should go with that one. And then we kind of just sit and mess around with that. Lyrics kind of come after. I don't know. I think Habitat was pretty cool because we actually got to write that song with our drummer, Zach Capiti. He is insanely talented, and we were looking for a last song, and he kind of presented us with this awesome chord progression that we just like ran with. So that was like one of the coolest parts of actually writing the record, in my opinion. So.
Okay, and what are the musical influences of the band? I ask this because you're very young, but you have sound remind us the 90s, you know that?
Yes.
Yeah. God. Well, I feel like we cite this one a lot, but Pavement obviously is a huge influence for us. Like, we both love Malcolmus as a songwriter and as a lyricist too. I think Malcolmus has been pretty influential for us. And Liz Phair is a huge one that we both share. Like, her guitar parts, we kind of like rip off in a lot of ways. And also just her lyrics are so honest and transparent. And then as far as like modern bands, we really love Speedy Ortiz. And Alex G was an artist that Ita and I both kind of discovered that we both liked that, and that was kind of like why we started hanging out in the first place. It's because we were like, oh, you like Alex G.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have created your own work called The Bug House. You know, if you had to define it in 3 words, what would they be?
Oh man.
Ooh, that's such a good question.
Really hard.
Describe
Sinister.
The Bug House or the album?
Yep.
The Bug House. Sinister.
The Bug House. Your work.
Sinister.
Okay.
Still, maybe we talked about recently how there's like a sense of pause when you're there. So maybe there's like a stillness involved.
And then maybe community. Do you know what I mean? Or like invitation.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, like a community of like outcasts.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. In which Spotify playlist could we put the Momma's music?
I don't know. We recently, I was actually talking to somebody about this the other day, just like genres in general and how funny they are. And we were recently described as slacker pop, so which I thought was
Okay.
really interesting. I'd never heard of that before. So maybe something that others would classify as slacker pop. I don't know. I have no idea. Hopefully, we can make a playlist with a bunch of other people who we love and are inspired by, and maybe some people who we haven't heard of that are awesome. I don't know.
Okay. In one word, define the Momma's music. One word.
Oh man. I don't want to sound pretentious.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna say, okay, my pick is gonna, no. Okay, I was gonna say like heavy, not necessarily
Ooh.
just like sonically, like not all of our songs are heavy songs by any means, but I would say that like, I feel like these songs are really weighted for Ita
Yeah.
and I. Like the meaning is so like, we discussed the concepts for so long that they feel really almost like a part of our lives at this point. So I guess, I don't know, that's my pick.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
gonna say loaded because I feel like every song is kind of like a mini project in a way. Like every song really is like so intentional when we try to write it, and it's like loaded.
Okay. And the last question of the interview: what is your favorite album of all time?
Oh my god. Just one?
Yeah, just one.
I'm trying to think of an album that I can listen to like again and again. Probably, honestly, just go with the classic me choice and choose Last Splash by the Breeders.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Yeah, it's literally tattooed on my body, so I'm really not good
Okay.
at that.
Okay. Eta and Allegra, thank you so much for the interview. I really appreciate that. And
Thank you so much.
take care. Thank you so much. Bye
That's
bye.
cool. It's good to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Bye bye.